when you go home and when life throws you all the different things that's going on with work and friends and family and neighbors and different things going on, and stressors and the economy, instead of the contraction, the natural default becomes the dissolution. So on that front, everyone go ahead and take another nice big breath in. As I mentioned last night, breath goes up, then there's a space at the top. Then the breath goes down, then there's a space at the bottom. What we want to do in Stillpoint is we kind of, instead of riding the breath all day long, which is what many people do, what we want to do is take a breath. As the breath comes out, relax, let go, and then simply drop into the space between the breath. And just hold right here. The breath will keep going on its own. It regulates like it does when you sleep. It'll keep doing its thing. Yet for us, we're just resting here in this neutral space. Another way you can do it, take a big breath in. And right at the top, again, just stop at the top side of the breath. There's a little space right there. It kind of feels like holding the breath. When you do it this way, this is an easy way to do it. When folks do this process a bit, just take a breath in and then hold right at the top. Feels just like holding the breath, only the breath will keep going. Yet you stay here in this space of neutrality. The focus is going to be on this space right here. This is the space. And I liken it to kindling a little fire. You know, you're in the wilderness. That's what this planet is kind of like. And you get a little flame going, and then you very carefully kind of, oh, this is really important. Once you get this going, this is going to help. So you're really careful and you make sure that flame has a lot of care, and it kindles, and it grows stronger. Well, in the same way, when we drop into the space between the breath, we take a breath, there's a space there, and we just hold it with a lot of care. I tell you, if you kindle this flame of Stillpoint this weekend, and that flame starts to grow, and every day, just like every day in the wilderness, you make sure you take that flame and you bring it to the next place. And you bring it to the next place. You grow that flame in this space. That flame is going to really help in your life. Feels kind of nice, right? Again, it's just taking a breath in, right at the top, just hold. Breath will keep going. Yet we're resting here in this space between the breath. So when we come here and during the rest of the retreat, everywhere I go in my life, I drop into neutrality. Why? Because neutrality has the effect of dissolving things. If you're thinking, you're generating things. And those things, the universe then gives you. Concern, not sure about this. It's a generator. When you start undoing that and dissolving, when you start dissolving things, opposite experience. Now all those things you're dissolving, and guess what? Inside of all those things is energy. So the energy goes somewhere. When you start saying to all those things, dissolve, 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 that energy frees up. It's like economics. You know, economics, you have a certain amount of energy. You have your bank account. Well, you choose what you do with that energy, that money. You can use it for going on trips and going to movies and going out to dinner. Yet if you use all of it doing that, well then you don't have anything to pay the bills and take care of the basic house cleaning and all that kind of stuff. Well, the same thing here. You have a certain amount of energy here. And if you use it for the thinking and the concerns and all this, well then when you need that energy for healing, for regeneration, for your lymph, for your immune system, then that energy is not available. It's too busy being tied up in emotions and in thinking. You want to build your brain up, you go to the university, because they focus on building the brain up in the university. You want to focus on building Stillpoint and your relationship to neutrality, then you're in the right place. Because that's what I'm drawn to. That's all I want to do. And so throughout this weekend, I always tell people, come to our conference calls, come to our day retreats, come to our larger retreats, because we're going to be opening up to an infusion like a wave. When I do seminars, I basically say to the universe, open up neutral essence here. Let this be a haven, a refuge for those who want to dissolve into neutrality. When you come in, sit. Try to not do as much chit-chat. Drop in. In between sessions, take a moment. I give you an example. In my life, this is how I use Stillpoint. I go to have a bite to eat. Someone brings me some food. I don't pray over the food. I don't bless the food. I drop into Stillpoint. My view is if someone was cooking that food that has some emotions or they've had some toxins or some other thing, that food's there, I just open up my field. I drop into Stillpoint and I say, whatever's there, dissolve. When I go into a hotel room, I don't know who's been in that hotel room. I go in there. First thing I do, I drop into Stillpoint. I open up this space. I go into an airplane. First thing I do, I drop into Stillpoint. I come in here before a seminar. I don't have an agenda of what we're going to discuss today. I drop into Stillpoint. I let neutrality bring the agenda.